Hello everybody, welcome back to Sin City Living. Jason here bringing you today's video. As I mentioned before, I haven't gotten much in the way of emails from you guys, just a couple of them over the last 3 or 4 weeks, or 2 or 3 weeks. So please, shoot us some emails, questions, suggestions, any game you'd like to see, definitely strategies. We're more than happy to film them. So today I'm going to answer one of the 2 emails I've gotten in the last couple of weeks, talking about tipping. This might be a fairly quick video because it's a relatively basic answer, I suppose. Don't forget, by the way, with Super Bowl coming up, if you want to make any sports bets and you need an online casino, check down below. I found a really cool online casino for you guys. So yeah, take a look. So this question came from John, and he was talking about tipping and how he likes to bet for the dealers, and the dealers, of course, love the bets for them, but he hates it and he feels really bad when he keeps putting dealers up, and they never collect because it's just 7 out, it never hits. It's kind of like those players that always bet hard ways for the dealers and parlay them. Always a parlay. In the course of a couple of hours, we might, we'll see ours parlay up, a few times, but it's quite possible to go a couple hours and never actually hit the parlay. So we'll see a player bet, $30, $40, $50 for us throughout the couple of hours. Probably more than that, maybe $100, $120 for us total, $4 at a time, and never get to collect. And I understand it's definitely frustrating. For the dealers, not too much. We like the one-time parlay on stuff like that. So what John says, he likes to buy in for, he'll buy in for a fairly decent amount, $750, $1,000. As soon as he gets his money, he'll throw the dealers a green chip, hey, go ahead and lock that up. And then from there, he'll do some smaller bets for the dealers throughout. And he asked which way, which would the dealers prefer. Can't speak for every dealer, obviously, but I will say that method right there, the dealers will absolutely appreciate. Just getting a green chip from somebody before they really even start playing is fantastic. Just getting a green chip from somebody, period, is fantastic. I see people that color up a $2,000 win and give the dealers the $11 that they had left over for their color up. That's assuming that they don't just slap that $11 on like a hard 8 or something for themselves for one last roll. So we actually don't get green all that much from players, regardless of how much they win. But the playing for the dealers also, yeah, a ton of fun. The dealers absolutely prefer to be in the game. They love to be in the game. The only thing that I say for betting for the dealers, a couple things. The wing and a prayer bets, give the dealers a 12 on the next roll or something like that for $1. It's awesome when it hits, but honestly, the dealers don't like those bets because, again, it's a wing and a prayer. It's such an unlikely way to play or an unlikely way to bet. We'll have a player that's got 270 or 540 across, and then decides they want to bet a $1.12, so they throw $2. Say, oh, let me get a 2-way 12. Believe me, the dealers would much rather have that dollar get put on one of the numbers that you're already playing versus put over there. When it comes to dealer bets, some people get really caught up in wanting to take care of the dealers, which we absolutely appreciate. The dealers 100% appreciate that, but we don't want to see the players hurt themselves as far as tipping the dealers. Like I know some players that they'll buy in for, say, $500 on a $25 table, and they'll be sitting here doing this kind of stuff every roll for the dealers, and that's awesome. We really appreciate that for sure. But when we see someone buy in for $500 on a $25 table, and they're betting $15 a pop for the dealers, we're looking at that going, man, they may not end up playing for very long because they're hurting themselves with such a large bet. The dealers are more than happy to see $1 every single point. If we see that, that's awesome. That's great if it's every single roll, especially if they put a couple dollars odds. A $3 dealer bet on every point is amazing. It's awesome, and you would be surprised how much that could add up in the course of an hour or two. That can add up. at an enormous level. So just little $3 bet for the dealers, incredible, incredible. Even a little $4 inside bet, player controlled, tell the dealers, press it till it's proper, or do whatever you want, collect, press, whatever. That's awesome as well. But I'll tell you honestly, that right there, over the long run, that $3 bet will probably make more for the dealers than this $4 bet. The ugly truth with craps and dealer tips is that it's very, 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 very rare for a craps table to actually make their share of the tip. So what I mean by that is, you say you're at a premier place down Center Strip, where on a Tuesday the dealers are probably going to are likely to make $300 for the day. Right? That would mean, with 4 dealers on a craps table, that would mean that craps table dropped $1,200 just to make their fair share. And they're probably on a $50 minimum bet table, and more often than not, that table is not going to drop $1,200. Every so often it's going to happen, but more often than not, it's not going to happen. Craps is unfortunately just a little bit too slow. You don't get the same number of hands per minute that you do on blackjack. If someone bet $1, just that pass line bet, just $1 for the dealers every hand. Well, on craps, that means they might bet $3 or $4 every 10 to 15 minutes, depending on how fast the dice are going and how well the points are going in the rolls. Whereas on blackjack, if they bet $1 a hand for the dealer, they would be betting $4 a minute for the dealer. So, as far as the tips go, honestly, craps dealers are fully understanding that the card side of the casino is actually making their money for them. So they're appreciative of any kind of bet, Those slow and steady ones, though, like I said, those are incredible. Those are absolutely incredible. What's also possible, and what I only see a couple of times, what's really cool, is when someone bets $1 for the dealers, and then we say we set a point. Let's say we set a 9. So they put $1 down. Maybe that's all they have, or what, which they don't really get to take advantage of the odds. It's going to pay $1.50, so they're only going to get paid $1. But then another player is like, hey, I want to bet for the dealers here, and they add it to the odds. They add it to the odds of the other bet. I've actually seen a table where one side of the table, they all got together and they basically had a community dealer bet. That can add up. It can add up so well. So a little bit of both to answer the question. But that green right up front, that sets an amazing tone for the dealers. Absolutely. They would absolutely love that. Thank you for the question. I hope you guys find this interesting, illuminating, enlightening, or at least just plain fun. Catch you next time. Bye now.